preventing a migraine is actually better than trying to get rid of one once it begins. As most migraine sufferers know, just thinking is painful. If someone comes to you and asks you a question and you have to stop and think of the answer, it increases the pain tremendously. And this video is both for a migraine sufferer and also someone who lives with a migraine sufferer. This will help when both before a migraine and during a migraine. And the purpose is to give relief and also to prevent the onset of a migraine. What it is a couple of t-shirts. Right now it's just 2 t-shirts. The one I'm going to show you first is one that I'm wearing right now that my husband and I have been using, and it has helped. This is for the person that is with you, and it reminds them not to offer you those foods that will trigger a migraine. These are, what is listed on here are some of the more common foods that are in my diet that I have to avoid if I want to be migraine free. And it tells the person that you're living with, your husband or whoever you're with, that they should not offer you these common migraine triggering foods. For me, citrus is one of the worst, and figs are also very, very triggering for my headache situation. But all of these, to a greater or lesser degree, will be a problem, and when you're under stress, it's a good idea to leave these off. Bananas, you may not, I didn't at first realize there was a connection until I was enjoying some dried bananas that I had gotten at Trader Joe's, and I started realizing they were triggering some headaches. My sister has put them in her store. You can get these t-shirts at my sister's Zazzle store, and I have found it to be very helpful for reminding me as well as my husband that I shouldn't be eating these. Times when you're under stress, like if you're traveling, if you're going to be subjected to great altitude changes, like when you're flying in an airplane, those are some instances where migraines can be triggered. Also, going boating while you're out in the hot sun a lot, or just being stressed, the death of a family member, a divorce, something traumatic happening to someone that you know that's close to you. All these things can increase the likelihood of getting a migraine. And if you find yourself in a stressful situation and you put one of these shirts on, it will remind both you and the people that are with you to be very careful about your consumption of things that will increase the likelihood of you getting a migraine. The other shirt that we've come up with is, I don't know if you can read this, but you can go to my sister's store on Zazzle and get a closer look at it. You can magnify it at the store. And this lists things that you can do, and the person that is with you, people that are around you, that will help you with prevention and treatment of your migraine. Some of the things that are listed on here that I want to point out is people that are around you sometimes can trigger, by their behavior, they can trigger a migraine. And it's important, sometimes they don't realize that that's what they are doing. They can do things like wear heavy perfume. They, for my mother, any Avon products, I don't want to insult Avon, but it was just something that was her problem. She couldn't be around people that were wearing Avon. There were other perfumes too that would trigger migraines for her. And so on this list, on the shirt here, it mentions not wearing fragrances as being helpful. There is one on here that I have repeated. I've put it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on the list, and that is to water me, to keep me hydrated, remind me to drink water. And you may not understand the connection, but dehydration is a serious trigger for migraines. And it won't create one today, but it will create one tomorrow. If I'm dehydrated today, I will get a migraine tomorrow. And I really think that is why caffeine is such a migraine trigger. Not so much that it has, well, it does have caffeine in it, which is a trigger too, but the caffeine is a dehydrator. It actually causes your body to lose fluids, and as your body loses fluids, the likelihood of getting a migraine will increase. But it doesn't happen the same day. It will happen the next day. If I were to eat chocolate today, I would get a migraine tomorrow. And the theobromine in it is the trigger. And a lot of people miss that connection. They think, okay, I'm eating chocolate today, I feel fine. But then the next day, they get a migraine, and they don't see the connection. But if you trust, if you just try it, go, as long as you can, possibly can, without it. Now, at first, you're going to just keep in mind that if you give it up today, you're going to get a migraine tomorrow. But if you stick it out and you avoid the trigger, the caffeine, you're going to feel good every day after that you give it up. One thing that I have found very, very helpful to me is to make absolutely certain every day that I drink plenty of water. I drink 2 8-ounce glasses before breakfast. I drink 2 8-ounce glasses between breakfast and lunch, and then I drink another 2 8 ounces in the afternoon after lunch, between lunch and dinner. And then in the evening, I'll just eat a couple of pieces of fruit. That helps me get a good night's sleep. And so drinking plenty of water will keep you from getting a migraine tomorrow. If you have a migraine, this shirt also helps, because it reminds the people that you're with how to take care of you when you're suffering, such as being kind and patient with you, keep the caffeine away from you, don't let you drive, don't keep you up late. A good night's sleep really is important, and when you're suffering a migraine, probably sleep is what you really want at the moment. You don't want to think, you want to be in the dark, and you want to get some sleep. Don't let me sleep in. That also is very helpful. If you get up the same time every day, 7 days a week, not sleeping in on the weekends, you're going to find that that is one of the triggers. And if you keep getting up every day at the same time, you're going to feel better. Put me in the dark. Most migraine sufferers don't want to be out in sunshine or even ambient light inside the house. Don't rush me. That was one trigger that my mother had, was people, if we were going to be traveling or something, she would get rushed, and the stress of being rushed would increase the likelihood of getting a migraine. And talk me out of eating my trigger foods. So if you're with someone and you're going to be in a stressful situation, this shirt should be able to help you if you follow it. You can't just wear it and then go about your business. You have to follow the instructions on it. And in fact, my husband and I are thinking maybe a shirt needs to be made for the person that you're with so that you can read it. You know, if you're the migraine sufferer, you can read that t-shirt and remind yourself, oh yeah, I gotta get a drink of water, or I need to calm down, I need to do this, you know. And one thing that also helps, if you're going to be traveling, make a list weeks ahead of time. This is something I learned years ago. Make a list of everything you want to take with you. Make a list of, you know, all the kinds of lists that you're going to want to remember. And then as you have those lists, they help keep you from getting agitated and worried and increasing your stress. The list will bring down the stress level, because by the time the situation comes along where you are getting ready to travel, you're going to be calmly looking through your list and just making sure you have everything. It reduces the stress considerably. So, go to Zazzle. My sister's store is called Grandma C's Store. And I will be sure and put a link at the bottom here so you can go right to her store and check out the shirts. As we work on some other ones, we'll be adding more to the store, and I know they will be helpful to you. Also, my sister, she actually has 2 stores, and I'm going to put both of the addresses at the bottom. One of them has a lot of beautiful nature stuff that you can get, and anyway, I just want to encourage you to check it out. And if you're a migraine sufferer, get one of the t-shirts, get both of them. I got both of them just this last week, and I'm going to be using them, and I'll probably be buying a lot more of them because it's so useful. And anyway, I hope these help you, and if they do, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Here's how the other one looks on me. Both of these are a size medium, and I like the little bit looser fit. As a post-it note, I want to include a couple other things that I use when I get a migraine, when I'm feeling one coming on. These are things that I bought recently that have helped me. One of them is this little bandana. It's kind of hard to see. And what it is it has little beads inside of the frame of it. I got this at Dollar Tree, and for $1. And if you get it wet, all these little water absorbing beads, they swell up, and it makes it into, it looks kind of tubular when it's all wet. And you put it around your neck, and it helps cool the blood flow to your head, which helps relieve some of the pain. And also, this is something I got at Walmart. It's, I can't remember the name of it, but you can get it in the sporting goods and camping section of the store. It's a little hat, kind of looks like a biker's scarf, and it has those same beads in it. They're all in this part, and then there's some of them around here. And you get it wet, and it will really help chill your brain, and it helps reduce the discomfort of the migraine.